Smoking Dave, and you're listening to a man who is giving you a chance to win a limited edition pack of Marshawn Lynch Skittles. It's the Kevin Friedman Show.
Hey now, it's Tuesday, August 28th, and another SportsGossip.com podcast is on the air. I'm your host, Kevin Friedman, along with my announcer, Smokin' Dave, and together we will bring you 10 of the hottest stories off the SportsGossip.com website. Dave, start us off with story number one.
Jaguars receiver Marquise Lee carted off the field with first disgusting knee injury of the season.
Yes, Lee was hit low by Atlanta Falcons safety Damontae Kazee on a pass over the middle this weekend, and it was immediately apparent he had suffered a major knee injury. The Jaguars confirmed on Monday that Lee will need season-ending surgery, and after letting Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns depart in free agency, the Jags are going to have to depend on wideout Dante Moncrief and second-year receivers Keelan Cole and Dede Westbrook. But head coach Doug Marrone didn't shut down the possibility of adding a veteran such as Dez Bryant, who still remains a free agent. Now, as you know, the Jags got to the AFC Championship last year, and they are one of the expected favorites in the AFC again this year, so this news is a big blow to them. But I'll be honest, I'm shocked Jacksonville got as far as they did last year. I still say Blake Bortles stinks. He's got very little to work with now on offense other than Leonard Fournette, and while their defense is fantastic, I think they're going to struggle offensively this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they miss the playoffs. Now, Dave, what's next?
There was a significant drop in helmet flags in preseason week 3.
Yes, flags for the NFL's controversial helmet rule dropped significantly in week 3 of the preseason, the first set of games after the league issued a narrow clarification of its intent. Overall penalties for lowering the helmet to initiate contact dropped 64%. There were 9 penalties in 16 games, as opposed to the first 2 weeks of the preseason, where officials threw 51 flags in 33 games. While the committee declined to change the substance of the rule, it did make clear that inadvertent or incidental contact with the helmet or face mask is not a foul, and let's hope this trend continues, because through the first 2 weeks of the preseason, I watched a ton of games and I saw a ton of unnecessary penalties. And if those penalties were to continue being called in the regular season, it would have a huge effect on the outcome of a ton of games. But it looks like the players and the refs are adjusting to the new rule, and let's just hope this trend continues as we are just over a week away from the start of the NFL season. Now, Dave, what's next?
Tom Brady ends weekly radio interview early after repeated questions about personal trainer.
Brady cut short his paid weekly radio interview with Boston radio station WEEI on Monday when a host pressed him with questions about his fitness guru Alex Guerrero. It's well known that Guerrero has been the source of a rift between Brady and coach Bill Belichick, who reportedly banned the trainer from the team's sideline and plane. When the WEEI host asked Brady about Guerrero being spotted there last week, Brady said he didn't want to get into it. When they tried a follow-up question, Brady simply went with, "All right, guys, have a great day. I'll talk to you later," and hung up the phone. Now, you can go to sportsgossip.com to read this full transcript of the conversation. And if you ask me, this is typical Tom Brady. The station is paying him to come on the air and talk about the Patriots. And whether he likes it or not, his trainer is big news. And if he doesn't want to talk about it, then he shouldn't be taking money to go on a sports radio station to do an interview. It's as simple as that. And I see we have a caller on the line who wants to discuss this. It's Tom Brady's personal stylist, Fran Dito. You're on the air, Franny.
Kevin Friedman, you're out of line on this one, honey. If Tom Brady doesn't like a question, then he doesn't have to answer it.
If he's getting paid by the radio station to answer questions, then sure, he does have to answer it.
Listen, honey, nobody cares that his trainer was banned from the team. The big news is that I was banned from the facility. That Bill Belichick is a real jerk. I designed a cut-off hoodie for him, and I bedazzled it up with rhinestones all over it. It
Yeah, no offense, Frandito, but I don't think anybody cares that Tom Brady's personal stylist was banned from the facility. But thanks for the call. Dave, what's next?
Exclusive SportsGossip.com limited edition Marshawn Lynch Skittles giveaway.
Yes, you can enter to win a package of limited edition Marshawn Lynch Skittles. Only 2,400 packs were made, and we here at Sports Gossip have 2 of them. One will be given away right here on this podcast, and the other one you can sign up to win by going to sportsgossip.com and clicking on the link in the article to sign up. Now, as we said, we'll give you 2 chances to win. So in addition to signing up on the website, you can also enter the podcast version of the contest simply by subscribing to this show on YouTube and making a comment in the comment section. Or you can follow me on Twitter at KevOnTheRadio, and if you send me a tweet, you'll be entered twice. The contest runs through September 10th, and you can stay tuned to this podcast for more details, as we'll give you updates on the contest as it goes. Now, Dave, what's next?
NFL fans were not impressed with NBC's new Green Zone feature.
During Sunday night's Cardinals-Cowboys game on NBC, the Green Zone was introduced. On third downs, it shows just how far players will have to go at any point during the play to get a first down, and the reaction to it on Twitter was not very good. You can go to sportsgossip.com to read the reaction yourself, and I'm not surprised the reaction wasn't good, because all you really need is that yellow line telling you where the first down marker is, and that's been around for years with no need to change it. But NBC tried something new with their Green Zone, and it doesn't look like it's working too well, based on the fan reaction. And that's 5 stories down. We got 5 to go, but we got to take a break, so we'll be back right after this.
Hello, this is sports memorabilia expert Big Dong. If you have favorite sports player, you contact me and let me know who it is, and I will go to their locker room, steal their jockstrap, and sell to you. I'll give you a good deal. You contact me. It's a bigdong@yahoo.com. Thank you.
And we're back. Dave, give us that next story.
Zach Levine got destroyed by a seafood restaurant.
Jimmy's Famous Seafood, based in Baltimore, sarcastically responded it would open up a Chicago location if Michael Jordan would come out of retirement to play for the Bulls. When a user chimed in to add that they believed Zach Levine was good enough to warrant the restaurant, the eatery took the opportunity to take a jab at the 23-year-old. Tweeting back, "How about you give us the $78 million you wasted on Levine, and we give you free crab cakes for life?" To which Zach Levine actually went on and responded that he's allergic to shellfish anyways. You can check out the entire exchange at sportsgossip.com, and while I do think the seafood restaurant was out of line for attacking Zach Levine out of nowhere, I still can't believe the Bulls actually gave this guy a 4-year, $78 million deal. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a decent player, but the Bulls just have no need for him, and when Sacramento offered him 4 years, $78 million, they should have just let him walk. Because at best, this Bulls team is going to be mediocre, and in the NBA, that's the last thing you want to be. You either want to be a title contending team, or one of the worst teams in the league, so you have a chance to improve your team in the future with a high draft pick. But finishing with 35 to 45 wins is going to keep you out of the playoffs, and give you very little chance at a good lottery pick, which other than signing big-time free agents, which the Bulls struggle to do, is the only way to get competitive in the NBA and turn your franchise around. Now, if the Bulls think they had a chance of winning and that's why they signed Levine, then that just makes me wonder why they wouldn't spend the extra $2.2 million to sign Isaiah Thomas, who was an MVP candidate just 2 years ago and signed a 1-year minimum deal with the Nuggets this year. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love John Paxson as a player, but he and Gar Forman have screwed up this Bulls organization and they need to go. Now, Dave, what's next?
Lithuanian pro team slams LeVar, Melo, and Jello.
In a press release on Thursday, BC Pranai Skycop, the team that the Ball brothers played for in Lithuania, slammed the family after their time in the country. They said the Ball family was destroying the club and stated that LaMelo and LiAngelo have no inner drive to become better. You can go to sportsgossip.com to read this statement, and even if the Ball brothers were disruptive to this team, which I'm sure they were, this press release shows no class, because they've been gone for months, and they have absolutely nothing to do with the team now, so they should have just taken the high road and kept their mouth shut. And I see we have a caller on the line who wants to discuss this. It's LiAngelo Ball's biggest fan. You're on the air.
Oh, these Lithuanian bastards have some nerve. How dare they attack my guy, LiAngelo? They're just jealous because he was the best thing that ever happened to that organization.
Yeah, well, you're getting nervous because the NBA season's going to be here before you know it, and I've heard no rumors of Melo playing on any NBA teams this year.
Know why? Because he's just biding his time, waiting to choose the right team. You just wait and see, Kevin Friedman. In a few months from now, LiAngelo's going to be getting 25 points a game on his way to Rookie of the Year. LiAngelo Ball, y'all. He's going to stand tall, y'all. He's the best player in the NBA, y'all. He's LiAngelo Ball, y'all. Oh, yeah.
Always great to hear from LiAngelo Ball's biggest fan. Dave, what's next?
John Lynch says he was laughed off the phone for asking for Tom Brady during trade talks.
The 49ers GM joined Pardon My Take and was asked about the rumor that he asked for Tom Brady during trade talks with the Patriots, and he confirmed that he did indeed ask Bill Belichick for Tom Brady, and that he was laughed off the phone. Now, personally, I find this very interesting because I thought the whole rift between Belichick, Kraft, and Brady was because Belichick wanted to trade Brady last year and keep Jimmy Garoppolo. But according to John Lynch, that wasn't the case. So if a rift really does exist in the organization between the three, now I'm wondering why. Because to me, the most logical explanation is that Belichick tried to trade Brady, and Kraft shut it down. And now we're finding out that's not true. You can go to sportsgossip.com to read more about this and listen to the interview. And while you can't blame Lynch for trying to get Brady, in my opinion, it worked out better because he ended up with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, Dave, what's next?
There's a college quarterback with the name General Booty.
Well, I've never heard of San Antonio Cornerstone Christian School, but their starting quarterback is named General Booty, and you can go to sportsgossip.com to read more about him, check out some pictures, and confirm yourself that this is actually a real story, and this guy's real name is General Booty. Dave, you ever heard of a name like this?
Sure. When I played college football, my nickname was Sergeant Buttcheeks.
Yeah, well, give us that final story, Sergeant Buttcheeks.
Beverly Hills Hotel charges Justin Verlander for being a Dodger killer.
The Astros pitcher had lunch at the Cabana Cafe at the Beverly Hills Hotel on Friday and was hit with an unexpected charge. The charge was for being a Dodger killer and beating the Dodgers in the World Series last season. Now, the price tag was $1 million, so it was an obvious joke, and Verlander went and posted it on his Instagram, so he obviously thought it was funny. But if you ask me, the interesting part of this story is the rest of the bill. The guy got a McCarthy salad for $42, pancakes for $30, a cranberry juice for $10, and 2 eggs cost him $28. I mean, who's laying these eggs? The king of chickens? Now, I know when you eat at a hotel, you can expect a higher bill than normal, and especially the Beverly Hills Hotel. But these prices are outrageous. I mean, I don't care how rich you are. If you're paying $30 for pancakes, then you're a sucker. And that'll wrap it up for another SportsGossip.com podcast. I want to thank my announcer, Smokin' Dave. Thanks to everybody who called in. And of course, thank you for listening. As always, for these stories and much, much more, you can go to our website at SportsGossip.com. Our next podcast is Friday. And until then, we'll see you next time.